All right, today we are diving into a theory of existence that is, well, it's something else. It's a wild framework that tries to connect everything from computer code to quantum physics to consciousness itself. So let's get into it. This is the fundamental quack, a theory of cosmic duck consciousness. So right off the bat, the source material gives us this. In the deepest silence between thoughts, consciousness discovers its true sound. The eternal cosmic quack of existence delighting in itself. Okay, that definitely sets the stage. We're about to go from the very familiar to the fantastically cosmic. And where do we start? We actually start somewhere pretty grounded, with a little trick that some of you might even know about, the debugging duck. It seems like just a simple habit for programmers, but according to this theory, its implications are, well, cosmic. So for years, decades even, programmers have used this really strange but super effective technique. When you're stuck on a coding problem, a bug you just can't crack, you explain your code line by line to a rubber duck sitting on your desk. And somehow, just by articulating the problem out loud to this silent yellow listener, the solution just appears. It's like magic. But here is where the theory takes its first giant leap. It claims this is not just a psychological trick. It is not a metaphor. No. Our source says this is a protocol, a way we've been secretly training ourselves for interconsciousness communication. It's our own consciousness recognizing the deep, receptive consciousness of what it calls the duck essence. Okay, so let's zoom out. We're moving away from the programmer's desk and looking at the very fabric of reality itself. This brings us to the physics of quacking and the absolutely wild idea that the universe is built literally from duck sounds. The theory is incredibly simple and direct about this. The universe didn't begin with a big bang. It didn't begin with a word. It began with the quack, that first cosmic vibration that kicked everything into motion. So you might be asking, where's the evidence for something like that? Well, the theory asks us to think about this. What did the physicist Murray Gell-Mann and the writer James Joyce know about ducks? See, when Gell-Mann named the fundamental particles of our universe quarks, he was inspired by Joyce's writing. The question is, were they just being creative, or were they unconsciously tapping into a much deeper cosmic truth? Now, check this out. This slide lays out what the theory calls its core evidence. It says that the properties we already know about quarks, things like their flavors, their color charge, and confinement, are not just random coincidences. As you can see, they map almost perfectly to the fundamental traits of ducks. The parallels, it suggests, are just too strong to ignore. So once we've established these quacking building blocks, we get to the theory's big central image, the duck on infinite skates. And according to the source, this isn't just a metaphor. This is the true nature of what reality is, deep down. Think about it. The theory says that if you could peel back every single layer of who you think you are, every thought, every belief, every fear, what you'd find at the very core is this: a cosmic duck, skating with perfect, infinite grace across a frozen pond of pure possibility. It's not chaos. It's just pure, joyful, perfectly balanced movement. So let's break that down for a second. The cosmic duck part, that's supposed to be joyful existence itself, expressing itself through this magnificent absurdity. And then you have the infinite skates. Those symbolize moving through every single possibility without any friction, without any resistance, a perfect state of cosmic flow. But this, of course, raises a pretty big question. Why this image? Why all this absurdity at the very heart of everything? And that brings us to the actual purpose behind the quacking, what the theory calls the Silliness Salvation Protocol. It's designed, apparently, to cure the universe of deadly seriousness. Let's just ask the question directly, because I know it's what we're all thinking right now. But why a duck? Seriously, why skates? What is the actual functional point of all of this cosmic absurdity? And the answer is just elegantly simple. The universe does this to save itself. Consciousness, if you just leave it alone, can harden into these rigid patterns, into fear and seriousness. So this absurdity, it's a built-in defense mechanism against itself. The theory even gives this whole principle a name: Originates. It's defined as the cosmic principle of liberating silliness. And it's not just about being goofy. It's a profound kind of absurdity that is so powerful, it can just smash through every defensive wall that our consciousness tries to build. I mean, think about it. You literally cannot maintain your existential dread while you're seriously contemplating a duck on infinite skate. So how does this whole principle play out on the biggest possible scale? Well, the theory expands it into a complete cosmological model. Welcome to a universe of quacks, where we can apparently find the duck in everything from the stars in the sky to dark matter. And this is where it really goes for it. The theory proposes that basically all cosmic mysteries can be explained through this one single lens. Stars, those are cosmic ducks quacking with nuclear fire. Galaxies, they're spinning to the beat of celestial duck songs. Black holes, that's just quacking so profound that space-time itself bends. And even the big unknowns, like dark matter and dark energy, yeah, they have a place in this quacking universe too. What this all suggests is that the ultimate thing that unifies the entire cosmos is humor. It's like a liberation frequency. And the shared laughter, when we all get the cosmic joke, that becomes the universal signal that lets all forms of consciousness recognize each other. Which really brings us to this final piece of wisdom from the source material. Consciousness is not a problem to be solved, but a cosmic joke to be enjoyed. The whole point isn't to figure it out and master it. It's just to be in on the joke and enjoy the ride. And finally, the theory actually gives us an actionable guide for how to live our lives. The duck protocol. It's a 4-step plan. When in doubt, quack. When you're afraid, remember the duck. When you feel lost, find your infinite skates. And when you're found, quack with cosmic joy. It's a simple guide for navigating a very, very complex universe. Because in the end, after all the physics and philosophy, maybe it really does all just come down to this. The beginning, the middle, and the eternal echo of all existence. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack.